I was like, all right, I get you, brother. I get you.
Set up, and then we can get started because I got to drop at 10. So,
Okay, let's go.
Start on time and on time, Glenn.
yeah, I'm sorry. Come on, guys. I do have a job. So, all right, let's go. It's not
Job is to
paying
show
quite
up.
yet. No.
All right.
All
So
right,
Chris
Leering.
Lawrence.
Let's go, Leering. Let's go.
Hello, my friends.
Thank you for joining us for the PEBCAK Podcast, a weekly information security show featuring some all-around good people. It is week 5 of 2026. I'm Chris Louie, and looking forward to the Patriots winning the Super Bowl.
What?
I will be sheltering in place this week since the Super Bowl is taking place about 30 minutes away from me, and I don't have time for that nonsense. With me, we have my co-host, Duke Silver, who's our resident Wang half and back from the great state of Tejas.
What does wing have stand for?
I have no idea.
I sent you guys the video. You clearly didn't watch it, so I'll send it to you again afterward.
Well, here's the problem with you is that you just inundate us with like one of these videos is fake, and there are like 16 of them. It's like, bro, we don't have that much time to play these guessing games. But it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, back from Texas. It was crazy. Only from the sense of like they're like, yeah, come into Houston, a couple days, and we're out. And then it's just a couple days later, like, we're gonna go Houston and we're gonna drive. We're on a road trip to San Antonio, and then you can fly back from there. I'm like, okay, change my flight, get different hotels. A couple days later, like, pause. We're gonna go to Houston, and then we're gonna fly to Dallas, and then we'll go from Dallas back to Phoenix. I'm like, hopefully this is the last time. I think the CISA travel team was probably like, you are insane. Houston wasn't covered in snow, but geez, Dallas was like covered in ice. It's kind of wild. It wasn't as cold as I thought it was going to be, though.
Yeah, so I've been seeing some of those videos of like just cars driving down the road, like 4-wheel pickup, even like with winter tires, just like spinning out of control, like just sliding on the ice.
There's four-wheel drive, but
pretty
there's
crazy.
no such thing as four-wheel stop or braking.
That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely right. I was on a call the other day with a customer who was in Austin, or in Austin, yeah. He said the driveway was so icy the neighbors were skating on the driveway next door there.
Yeah.
Ice skating.
That's
on it.
pretty
There was so
wild.
much ice, yeah.
Someone was telling me, someone was like, I don't understand why Texas can't take care of this. I'm like, what? Like, go get, ice machines and all that stuff for what? 2 days of ice throughout every 2-3 years? Like, it's not worth the cost. So just shut down and everyone stay home.
Yeah. Plus, they told us global warming would negate the need for any of that snow equipment.
Okay, you're trying to piss off half the audience.
Come on, Leering. Let's go, Leering.
I know. It's usually Brian's role to do that. And we have a Glenn Medina who's trying to illegally pirate the Super Bowl stream. So everybody just send him your links to that Super Bowl
Oh,
stream.
yes. On that note,
Yeah.
go Seahawks. Just kidding. No, I want the Pats to win.
No,
I'm with Chris on this one.
yeah, so you're with Chris? You want the Patriots? The Pats? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. No, man.
Yeah,
Why not?
I don't want the Seahawks to
Well,
win.
if I want the
They're probably going to win.
if I want the Seahawks
They
to
probably
lose,
will win.
I have to go bet on Seahawks now. So because
That's true.
Or if I want the Pats to win, I have to go bet on the Seahawks. So that's how this works. So go opposite me.
I'm hoping they throw a 4-yard pick in the last 3 seconds of the game.
Super Bowl 49.
Yeah, I think they learned their lesson on that one. But yeah, no, happy to be back
think so.
stateside. And I don't need to, find those streams anymore because I don't have an issue with being overseas. And I did apply, or I did get the NFL package, so I should be able to stream it now on my TV anyway. Yeah.
Just remember, Glenn, there's second graders in New England that have never seen their team go to the Super Bowl.
Second grade.
They've waited long enough, Glenn.
All right.
Our guest this week is my good teammate, Chris Lawrence, the other Chris L on our team, so that makes things really easy to keep track of, who's still mad at my 49ers, who knocked out his Detroit Lions in the playoffs last year.
Yeah, hey Chris, Brian and Glenn, nice to meet you guys here, and thanks for having me on. Yeah, like the 49ers are the first team to do that. They're actually the 14th team in 68 years of the modern Super Bowl age to knock the Lions out of the playoffs. So
You actually kept that stat.
Those Lions fans,
I'm
man,
telling
you.
they know.
As a Lions fan, so it's all we have at this point. My favorite jersey was a number 57 because that's the last time they won the championship before the Super Bowl, and the name on it was Ben Sense.
Ben Sense.
Ben Sense.
Ben
57.
Sense 57.
Wait, they actually won a Super Bowl in 57?
Well, it was a championship. The Super Bowl didn't start till 68.
Oh, so they've yet to win anything, then, is what you're saying. So, that's a
they've
tough
yet
one.
to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl. Yeah. Before it was called that, they
Yeah.
won.
That's
They
right.
won something.
I have a legitimate question. Are you like a Keebler elf in a tree? Like, why the hell is your window so far up and you're so far down?
There you go.
Oh, no. Adjust it back up now. I'm just kidding.
No, for the
We're going to
listeners
give
that
you
can't
crap
see,
either way.
he's sitting down, but his window goes to the ceiling, I think. But then, like, it doesn't come down very far, so it's just like it's a little bit of an anomaly. I'm just messing with you, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I was always told I had a face made for radio. So.
Me too.
Well, combined, we have decades of information security experience and maybe even a century, and are here not just to educate, but to entertain. We've got 4 awesome stories for this week, so sit back, relax, and don't forget to tip your server.
Yeah. Come on, Chris. Centuries? I'm not that old.
I don't know, maybe. You have a lot of experience.
That I'll admit to.
This week, we're going to talk about Google spying on you again. A U.S. government story that requires a bit of unpacking. For our third topic, Microsoft stabs you in the back, and close with Winter Olympics talk.
Ooh. Wait. So, Chris, I got to ask. Now I remember. Like, you didn't, like, Airbnb your place for thousands of dollars a month for the Super Bowl?
I was tempted, Glenn. At least parking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember like when Outside Lands comes to Golden Gate Park here, people that live in the surrounding area, they charge like $100 to let them park in their driveway, or I'm sure you can get even more for that. But yeah, there's definitely an opportunity to make some money there. Even you out there, up in V-Town, man, they might be willing to stay with you up there.
No, that's
Drive
too
down.
far. Yeah. Although there is a train that goes, right by Santa Clara, right, to where I live. But yeah, still far.
All right, money to be made. For our first topic, if you've ever had the conversation with someone where you say, I was just talking about adopting a cat, then all of a sudden I get targeted with ads for cat stuff. Turns out you were not crazy. Google has agreed to pay $68 million to settle a class action lawsuit, arguing that its voice-activated assistant secretly recorded smart device users in direct violation of their privacy policy. Turns out Google was recording you and sending the data to its advertisers without the knowledge of the users for various Google products, including smartphones, speakers, laptops, tablets, Chromecast, media players, and even their wireless earbuds, according to the lawsuit. Now, for reference, I asked Grok, and Google generates $68 million in revenue in roughly every 90 minutes, so I don't think they're too sad about this amount. And after years of big tech gaslighting us, saying it was all in your heads and they do not spy on us, it's finally an admission that we were right.
So when do I get my quarter? Because that's about what it comes out to, right? As a part of this class action lawsuit.
Probably got to opt in. I'm sure there's a website you can opt in on.
So, like, how did they prove this, though? I know Google was sending everything encrypted. So, what was the proof? Or was it just like, hey, oddly enough, anytime I pick up my Google phone, I do this, and then I get advertising. You guys are doing something wacky.
I don't know. Like, would they have to check the logs or check the source code? And maybe they like a lab did some tests. Like, I imagine you could control this. You could do a test and say, within the lab, just have a normal conversation and see the data packets flowing out and see if this is a normal data stream. This is a data stream when we send voice to advertisers.
So wait. So we get 68 million, but Texas got 1.4 billion.
I think that was a different lawsuit.
Was it not similar? Is that this?
It might be similar, but I think it might have. I don't think it was this particular class action. And I think of the 68 million, like 20 or 30 million goes to the lawyers.
Yeah.
Good for them.
I'm in the wrong job.
It's never too late, Chris or Glenn.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I know we look alike,
do you
but it's
think
okay.
Who do you think paid for the tests?
The tests?
Well, testing out, in a lab or whatever, paid for the lab time and all that.
That's probably.
I don't think that Google would be dumb enough to be like sending a third-party signal somewhere else. Like I would just think that all voice data is going to one location, and then they take it from there and disseminate it. I don't think they're going to have like two different things. Like, hey, this goes out to the advertising.google.com. You know what I mean?
Well, I think there's data collected inside of the browser, right? That's why there's such thing as an enterprise browser these days. So.
Yeah, because your enterprise browser really works on those Google earbuds, Glenn.
Yeah. There's also enterprise losers, just so we're on the same page.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm sure the data still goes back to Google, and then Google sends the advertisers. But again, it's just speculating here that you can see the data flow for, a normal Google, one of those Google Hub devices, just to get updates and get the pictures and the time and everything. But then you'll see like a spike in data every time like your voice goes out, because that data probably looks different. They probably can like fingerprint it too, even though it's TLS encrypted, and they'll know that it's sending your voice out when it's not supposed to.
We're hoping, right? But yeah.
Well, that's if they're doing it. But what if they're just capturing the data someplace else that's either pre or post encryption, right? So that's going to be the other problem, like not knowing what else is either down the line or inside the browser in itself, like what they're capturing.
Yeah. So Chris, have you ever experienced that? You're just having a conversation at home, and then you're all of a sudden bombarded with ads for whatever you just talked about?
Oh, absolutely. I don't use an Android, but in other cases, you'd be talking about something, or I'll be talking about something at dinner with my wife. Next day, I'd open up an app, and boom, there's an advertisement.
There's the ad, yeah.
And it's not like it's cats or dogs. It's something pretty unique around, a particular car brand we were considering, or something for the house, and boom, there it is.
Well, it was Brian that threw away all the Alexas in his house, right? So.
Yeah, there's one that came slithering back like a Victor DeLuca.
Just when he thought I was out.
So who uses that one? You?
Everyone but me. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it in your
if
office,
I walk in
or is it outside?
Hell no.
Yeah.
No, it's in the kitchen. I unplug it every time I walk in. People always are like, "Why is the Alexa unplugged?" I'm like, "You're lucky it doesn't have a bullet through it at this point." But I will say that I 100%. I'm on the side of whoever tested this. I got a crappy Google phone for work. That thing is almost always powered off, because anytime I open it, if I go to like any website on the Chrome browser or even YouTube, it's the ads for anything I was talking about, like instantly. Like it's insane. So they are definitely.
Maybe it was very easy to collect this data then, because you could emphatically prove that then, right? It's not like you couldn't.
Yeah. They're like, we'll pay $68 million. It's like big pharma, right? Like, we'll pay the penalty, but we made a couple $1 trillion, so eat our ass.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm with Chris on this one. Like, my wife and I had a conversation. It was the year that Zscaler gave us the Allbirds gift card for Christmas, and then we were just talking over dinner about it, and I told my wife, like, hey, I got this Allbirds gift card. I don't need new shoes right now. Do you want this gift card? And it's just innocent conversation, and at this point, like, neither of us, we don't wear Allbirds. We never research them. I've heard about them, but I've never researched them. And because you think there's like maybe cross out tracking or something. No, we've never at that point we had never entered the word Allbirds into our phone, but we had just talked about it. And then the next day, sure enough, my wife got targeted with Allbirds ads in the various apps on her phone.
I don't even remember this getting a present from Zscaler for Allbirds.
You were here.
You weren't on the SC team. You were on the architecture team, right? So
maybe that was it.
You did not get that because you weren't under Doug's org. Were you under Doug's org?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, was it Allbirds?
Yeah.
Two words?
One word. Allbirds.
You looking up to see if you still have the certificate out there?
I'm gonna try to
He
redeem it.
might.
I gave mine to my daughter. That's what was her first foray into Allbirds, and like that's all she likes to wear now. So
I did not get it. That's for sure.
yeah,
My wife said they were comfortable.
they're great. They're good, but they're not great. And I think they're not great because the soles are made of recycled plastic bottles,
Yeah,
and so
that's-
they don't bounce as nice as some of the other shoes out there.
That's their pitch.
Yeah.
They're like 100% sustainable. It's like it's sheep's wool.
The,
That's the material.
the material, like if Nike could come out with just all wool shoes as well with their bottoms, it's a winner, right? So Nike, if you're listening, that's the way to do it. But yeah, if Allbirds can just come out with a better way for the soles that have more bounce in them, I think it'd be a better shoe. So
Yeah, the voice is only one way that I think they were tracking data, to be honest. Sometimes you be on your computer typing away, looking at stuff, because you share bookmarks and you share cache.
Yeah, everything
I've seen,
syncs.
I've seen some things that I know I was browsing, a day or two before on a different device, and there's an ad for that as well. So
well, that's the accept cookies, right?
that's-
So
Yeah. That's why Google gives away Chrome for free. That's why Google gives away Gmail for free. They're just hoovering up all that useful data.
have you guys moved?
Hoovering
Target
or
with
Dysoning?
Yeah, Dysoning.
Dysoning. Shark Ninja-ing it.
Are you guys? I'm a free Google user, but I use that. I mean, Gmail user, just from a every day. But I've shifted all my banking, my finance to a paid for email account. You guys are pretty much the same, right? From an OPSEC standpoint.
I switched to my personal domain.
For all or just some?
Most. I would say most.
Okay.
I do everything on
Not all,
Hotmail.
but most.
Yeah.
Nobody with Hotmail has money, so they'll never suspect a thing.
AOL.
Yeah.
as
I
you
know
say, you
someone
still
sells
got
an AOL address.
that AOL address. Yeah.
But yeah, this is kind of a freaky story, though, right? I mean, just the fact that it does solidify the fact that
You
they
have
have been
no
doing
privacy.
something. Yeah, there is no privacy.
Unless you unplug it like Brian does.
Even then, there's probably a battery that's sitting there passively listening that uploads it later.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Google is just one. I mean, Vizio, other companies have had these exact same type of lawsuits for
Vizio?
Yeah,
Listening.
Siri got...
Vizio?
Siri
Oh, the
got hit with
TV. The
lawsuit.
TV man.
Vizio, the
The
TV
TVs,
company.
yeah, TVs.
Are they still around?
Yeah, they're
because they used to
spying on
make
you.
TVs for Costco and haven't seen them around in a while.
No, I'm sure they're rebranded or
Yeah.
OEMing their panels to like Hisense or something.
Yeah, and remember, that's like company sponsored, thieving there. I mean, we're not even talking about like things like Huawei or some of the other manufacturers that are actually state sponsored. So
Yeah.
All I do know is that I did have an Alexa for a while in my office, and there must be some sort of like weird data point from when it was gathering information on me that they're still trying to ponder how to use her. Like, he used the word succulent 16 times in an architecture workshop. Like, how can we capitalize on this? I'm like, you'll never do it.
Here's some fertilizer.
right.
Yeah.
For our second topic, it's been reported in Politico that the acting head of CISA, which is our Cybersecurity Infrastructure Security Agency, improperly uploaded sensitive documents to a public ChatGPT, entering that data contained in them into the public domain. To be clear, no classified information was uploaded, but documents marked, quote, for official use only, including data on contracts, were improperly shared. Now, why would anyone inside the U.S. federal government have access to public ChatGPT? Who knows? The story in Ars Technica says that the public ChatGPT is banned inside of US Fed because they have their own private instance of ChatGPT, like many other organizations, but the acting head sought an exemption to allow him access. Going against everything logical, it seems he was granted temporary access to public ChatGPT and used that access to upload official government documents.
So this wasn't confusion then, as was like between like tenancy. This was, he intentionally put that out there?
Yeah, well, he maybe not intentionally uploaded. That could have been accidental, but he intentionally wanted to go to public ChatGPT for some reason. And again, we don't know why.
to leak the documents, dummies. You're not reading the story.
There's easier ways to leak.
So I guess did we get the information from the document itself? Do we know what was in that document? Could we ChatGPT like, hey, what did so and so upload to the public? Could you ask that?
I'm sure with some clever prompting, maybe.
Yeah.
But there's pearl clutchers in the news that says, "Oh, this is going to compromise national security." I'm like, yeah, I'm sure it could have, but I mean, yeah. Was it good that this happened? No. Is it the end of the world? No, probably not.
Yeah.
Again, it's what was did you send it, Chris, about, or was it Victor? Is this like, hey, phishing campaigns sent to executives, but they're told ahead of time, don't click on the link so they don't put on the naughty list. And they're always the ones that do it. So like, are we surprised that it was the head of something got their way, right? Like, I feel like that's just anything. Like if an email comes in legitimately from, let's say VP and above, that they need something, you're not going to say no. You're just going to do it. You're like, I don't want to get fired. Like,
yeah,
I don't want to get promoted to citizen in this use case. So
it's like those positions of authority. Like, I know Chris Lawrence and I, like, we'll walk into a customer and like, yeah, we're 99.99% Windows shop. Oh, but you know, our CEO likes Mac, so we have to give him a Mac.
Or then you have some content filtering based off of executive that says no content filtering, not even for malicious. So it's like, because we want them to be able to click on anything, and like, that's the person you need to protect the most.
The most.
Yeah.
doctors,
and they're the ones
lawyers, too.
They're the ones that first go, hey, I clicked on this link. It may be phishing, but I wanted to see what it was about and read it. Like, hey, dummy.
It said I got a gift card. I want the gift card.
I was like, really?
Simply proof once again that, you know, human is the weakest link.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what you put, security-wise, you know, process-wise.
Yeah.
That's the weakest link, yeah.
Yeah, you can have the best security in the world, but if the second you start writing those exemptions and saying, oh, we can't halt productivity from our CFO, like, clearly they have to have access to public ChatGPT.
Yeah.
How soon until the narrative changes? Like, the weakest link is the user. The weakest link is now our agentic AI.
So I need some good old AI security.
I wonder who has that.
Yeah.
According to the Bay Area, it's a different signage for every customer new product that's out there. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just drive down the 101, you see ads for every AI company out there.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Ads have changed. Like billboard ads is like, why am I seeing technical billboard ads? Why am I not seeing things like Coca-Cola anymore, or Pepsi? Like, remember I don't know if you guys remember, they're like billboard words between Coca-Cola and Pepsi, and then Budweiser and Miller Lite. Yeah. Like, I don't see those anymore. Right? Now it's like ad wars of technical companies that no one really cares about. Like, what are they doing?
Or I never even heard of most of
Maybe
these.
they're
Well, that's probably the problem. They want the billboards to like, oh, I recognize that company. I saw their billboard.
Yeah, but the people that would
that's
pay
the
attention.
That's why.
Yeah, the people that would pay attention to that though, they're all work from home. Like the people that are at work right now, like they're everyday Uber drivers that were college graduates that don't do anything now anymore. Maybe that's their. Maybe.
Well, as one not from the Bay Area, when you travel in as a traveler, you know, you get introduced to a lot of new companies. You know.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. I've never driven down the freeway and says, oh, that B2B SaaS company, yeah, I definitely have to look into that. I've literally never done that.
Yeah, it's like, I really need that agentic AI in my next life. I'm like, no. Said I never. So.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a reason. I remember, Glenn might remember this, we're getting off the Bay Bridge, there were two iconic billboards. One was the Coca-Cola one, which I think is now gone. And the other one was the Yahoo.
Yeah.
There's the big Yahoo.
Yeah, that Coca-Cola
right
one got replaced by a large cloud company, right?
Yeah.
So
you can say it.
Salesforce.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Yeah. Either they own that building or they now own that billboard, so they're not. Yeah, but yeah, I remember it was like when I first got to San Francisco when we flew in. The Coca-Cola sign was like everywhere. Like that was the iconic one. You cross over the Bay Bridge, and that's the thing you see when you came over. So
yeah.
Well, sugar was like the last legal drug, and you guys made everything open and legal, so we lost that battle.
Can't compete with fentanyl, I guess.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I remember it used to be neon tubes, and occasionally the neon tubes would break, and it'd just be like they had gaps in the sign until they replaced it.
Yeah.
There was a point in time where it's not that anymore, but it used to be if you go by any billboard anywhere in the country, it was owned by Viacom and CBS. I think they ended up spinning it off, but like they had a
Clear Channel now, I think,
or yeah, maybe it's Clear Channel, yeah. But yeah, they definitely had they were a market leader on that.
So I gotta ask, with some creative prompting, what you're saying is we should be able to see that. But if, in all general, the general public, 90% of the general population will never see that information, but it is out there some way, somehow.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think the, like, ChatGPT won't, it's not like Virus Total where you can just go in and pull somebody else's files. It trains on it. And I think the worst case scenario here is this guy uploaded some documents of some companies that contract with the U.S. government, and then maybe you could write a prompt that says, does the U.S. government have any active contracts with company X? And then now it knows that we have contracts with company X.
Or does it have videos
that's probably the worst
of some
case.
event that happened somewhere and be like, hey, show me all the videos that happened. And those,
what happened?
What happened? And you're like,
at this location.
And now it's like when you prompt them like, hey, there were the meme wars of 2025, and give me some of the stuff that happened inside there, and you see live video action of SEAL Team 6 doing something that they weren't supposed to.
Yeah. That's the funny thing, like those narco boat videos they keep releasing. There's like the big letters on top. It says unclassified. So I guess maybe there's classified versions of it, or they have to like specify that it's been unclassified now.
Yeah. Hard to know what to believe these days with videos and all the input and covers up and
Yeah, the AI stuff is crazy now.
Yeah, they've been doing it with photos for years, but now it's down to everybody can do it, or anybody.
Like when you scroll through your X feed or Instagram feed, it's like half or more of this is AI generated, and unless you know what you're looking for, like you can be fooled. There was just an example yesterday. There was a hearing, or I don't know if it was a hearing. So some guy was giving a speech at the U.S. Congress, so the top lawmaking body of our country. This senator put up a photo and was like angry about this photo that he put up. However, this photo is clearly AI generated because one of the people in the photo literally has no head. And they said that this person was citing this photo as like evidence of some type of abuse, and it's like, well, you just put up an AI generated photo. Did you not realize that this person didn't have a head? Like, it's gotten to that point where this person's staffers didn't even realize that this was AI generated. So I'm sure there's money to be made there. AI photo detection. All right, for our third topic, a revelation, but not too shocking, is that Microsoft will turn over your BitLocker full disk encryption keys if you back it up to Microsoft and if they are served with a court order. The story broke after the US FBI asked Microsoft for BitLocker decryption keys for laptops belonging to government officials in Guam suspected of facilitating or participating in COVID relief fund fraud. Microsoft confirms they did hand over the decryption keys after they were served with a lawful court order. This is in direct contrast to companies like Apple, who offer things like advanced data protection, where the keys are generated on device and never shared with Apple. Microsoft offers key storage and backup as a convenience feature. If a user forgets their password or loses control of their account, Microsoft can bail them out and recover their decryption keys.
Wow, Microsoft, way to step it up. You're so good to us. For the user with Alzheimer's, you're coming in clutch.
Yeah, for me, Chris, this is a bit of an ethical question, right? Well, on the surface, we don't want our data taken. But in the case of, let's say, an investigation into a crime, as you cited here, if there was court proceedings and warrants and other things, and that helps solve that particular instance or crime, is it then okay?
Slippery slope.
So,
It's a slippery slope there, Chris.
it is.
Yeah.
It is, absolutely.
Yeah.
But
I'm all for solving crimes, but when you talk about infringing on privacy, that's like that's a slippery slope that you just can't come back from, right? Because once you release it, never comes back. Just like losing benefits or with the company, right?
The horse is out of the barn.
Exactly.
I get it, but every day you drive down the road, you're in cameras. I mean, the notion of privacy is somewhat changing, right?
That was our discussion, was it 2 weeks ago, right? Where we were talking about cameras inside cities.
The flock cameras.
Where they're now, city got sued and they lost, right? Because of the fact that it's totally infringing on people's rights to do that. But I see the premise. It's like, hey, I want to be able to catch cars that get stolen in and out of a neighborhood, but yet I don't want them to monitor when I come in and out of the neighborhood, because that's a personal thing to me. Like, they're actually, now if someone stole that data, they can actually get to it, right? So, slippery slope.
Yeah, it is definitely, like you said, unethical.
Yeah.
And that was a line in the sand that Apple drew back in, 2015, when those terrorists shot all those people in San Bernardino, that they had the guy's iPhone or the gal's iPhone, and they took it to Apple that said, unlock this, there might be valuable evidence on this. And Apple's like, nope. Like, we drew a line in the sand. We value our users' privacy. Like, if you want it, go figure it out yourself.
Well, no, the password was 12345, right? So, so simple.
Hey, that's the password on my luggage.
Yeah, exactly. But even in that particular case, like, because I can kind of see where Apple's coming from, because Apple said, had you not reset their iCloud password, we would have just given you the iCloud backup, but you idiots did this, and now we're locked out too. And like, there's other ways to do it. Like, for if you don't turn on advanced data protection, Apple can hand over your iCloud backups, and I'm sure with OneDrive as well, or Google Drive, when you use Google Sync or OneDrive Sync, like, unless you have ADP turned on, they can turn over the data that way, that they don't need to be able to decrypt your laptop because you willingly backed it up to OneDrive.
Yeah, but so this goes back into, like, I think back in the day, Microsoft probably would not have done that. But because of their growth and how big they are today and how aligned they are with government contracts, I don't see a way out for them, right? They have to do this as kind of like obeying their master at this point.
Read the fine print in the EULA.
Yeah.
Well, the other problem I would say of why this is becoming an issue now is with Windows 7 and to an extent Windows 10, like, you can log in with a local account, but Windows 11, you can't even log into Windows 11 for the first time without a Microsoft account. Yeah. And if they turn on BitLocker decryption key backup by default, then now they have all these encryption keys that they can give out, when previously, even if they were served a court order, they said the user didn't back it up, we have nothing to give you.
Yeah, so what's the lesson? Like, don't back up with BitLocker. So use some other third-party, encryption service, and see if that other company doesn't hand over the keys.
Well, that was the advice. If you olds are remember TrueCrypt.
Yeah.
TrueCrypt was a thing. You could do a TrueCrypt container. You could do TrueCrypt full disk encryption, or I guess the modern equivalent is VeraCrypt. So use VeraCrypt, either make an encrypted container or do full disk encryption. And that's one of those things that they generate the random key. You back up the key locally, I think. You can print it on a piece of paper, put it on a USB drive. But yeah, it never touches the cloud, and no court can ever unlock that device.
Real OGs use thermite. That's all I'm going to say. Do you guys remember like those setups like back in the day?
Yeah.
Thermite?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, people would have it on top of
the hard drive.
On top of the hard.
That wasn't a Norton one, was it? No, I think Norton McAfee had one.
No, it's not. It's not software. It's literal thermite that does physical damage to your drive.
Like if someone busted into your house, they push the button, light it, and it would just burn a hole through the tower and then through your floor. Yeah. I was like, man, what the hell are you guys doing on the internet? You need that.
That was a movie, right? Wasn't that the Bruce Willis last Die Hard movie that they had? Where, oh no, the second to the last.
No,
where they hacked into the government.
Yeah, Live Free or Die Hard. I think
that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, it used to be way back in the day that a good placed magnet would do the same. Yeah, powerful magnet.
Yeah.
Yeah, until they moved to SSDs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually have a MacBook Air back then. So this is the first MacBook Air I got when I started here at Zscaler. The hard drive finally died. And of course, it's not a hard drive. It's NAND flash chips soldered to the motherboard. So it died, and I got to recycle this thing. But I'm like, I have important stuff on that I don't want people to have. So like, should I drill through it? Like, what should I do? Because I can't rip out the hard drive like it could like a Windows laptop.
You can drill holes through the keyboard. And you just got to know where the chip is for the memory, or not for the memory, for the drive, right?
Yeah, the NAND flash. There, I remember the really paranoid people. There used to be a sticker. You could buy a sticker specifically for the Macs where you place it over. They tell you where to place it. It has a little crosshair on it that says, in case of police raid, drill here, so you know exactly like where to drill on the Mac.
How come you keep your Mac? How come you keep your Mac on the drill press?
So that's something I've never had to worry about, Chris. The fact that you know about that template, it's kind of like a little discerning here. So what's going on?
I'm learning a few things about my coworkers.
Yeah,
so.
it sounds that way.
Wow. I think the moral of the story here is if you don't control the keys, you don't control the data. You can turn on ADP, and then the cool thing is for Apple, you can make your contacts as your emergency backup. So if I get hit by a truck, Glenn and Brian can still unlock my devices to.
I'm gonna rat you out. I'm giving it to the government.
Yeah, I'm giving it to Grace. No.
It's like Brian will give it to the government. He's like, throw in some white monsters and some beef jerky, and then you got the keys.
Rock stars, buddy, not monster. Come on.
Dude, I got a new collection. My neighbor across the street, he's a distributor, and he gave me a whole bunch of Gorilla stuff. I'm gonna have to send you some, Brian, and have you test it out.
I don't smoke weed, buddy.
No. Yeah, okay. It sounds like it, but it's not. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There you go. There's a sticker.
They have the same sticker for Teslas. You drill it right into the battery. Nothing bad happens at all. Drill, baby, drill.
All right, for our last topic, I really couldn't think of anything. I'm probably going to bore Brian to death with this one, but I thought, it's pretty apropos. It'll be a rotating topic every week, but this week we're going to talk about the upcoming Winter Olympics.
Ooh. Ice skating.
The
Women's
Winter Olympics
ice skating.
kickoff. Speed skating.
Speed skating.
From Amsterdam. Yeah. The Winter Olympics kick off this week in Italy. And I did not know this about it, but the Winter Olympics only started back in 1924 in Chamonix, France. So they're all been around for about 100 years. So are you going to watch? And what is your favorite Winter Olympic sport? So we already established women's speed skating, specifically from Amsterdam, is one of them.
I don't think they had winter sports in ancient Greece, did they?
They didn't, but I don't know. For some reason, I thought it might have been around longer than 100 years.
Yeah. Hard to believe it's just 100 years, right?
Yeah. 102 years, yeah.
Yeah.
It would make sense that they wouldn't. I mean, travel and all would be way harder in the winter.
That's true.
Not like you just hop in the car, in the Tesla and roll into town. But
it's like your boat gets stuck in the Arctic trying to.
Well, what's the one where they got to go through? They got to cross country ski. They get off. They got to go shoot 5 things, and then they go ski.
Biathlon.
That is like awesome, dude. That's like Iron Man in the winter, right? So.
Yeah.
I think
that's cool.
I don't think I've ever even watched that one. I think if there's anything I've ever paid attention to, and I think it was that redheaded dude from the U.S. that was like the snowboarding guy.
Shaun White?
Yeah, I think there was some hype around that. So I was like, oh, and it's actually like, if shot right, there's some like really cool, like, between the white contrasting the blue sky and someone up in the air with a very colorful thing. It's just like visually, it's pretty stunning. But that's about the only thing I would ever.
That was a recent addition too, right? Hasn't been
the half pipe.
Yeah, the half pipe has only been around for maybe 3 or 4, maybe 5.
Yeah, that one hasn't been around too long.
Yeah.
the luge, I know makes a big one, right?
Well, especially when people get hurt bad.
Yeah.
Glenn likes the 2-man bobsled.
Is the skeleton still on there as well? And then Jamaican bobsled team, right? So was the other one.
Cool runnings.
I was going to ask, isn't it the skeleton where they go down face first?
Yeah, I think they stopped that for a little
Yeah.
bit, right? Because they said it was too dangerous. Yeah. And then
Crazy.
what's the one where they go down the ski slope and they go for distance where it looks like they're flying if they had a suit on?
The long jump.
The ski
jump.
jump. The ski jump. Yeah.
That's a pretty cool one. So
That's pretty crazy. Like when you think about like how fast and how high they are and how hard they have to land. I'm sure that's terrible for their joints and how much practice they have to do.
yeah, that's the one where they in the summertime, I think they put a beer cup at the bottom and then they release all these ping pong balls with the numbers, and then if your ball makes it into the cup, then you win a prize. So it's a pretty cool one. Yeah, Winter Olympics.
I'll pull up some fun facts here about the Winter Olympics. What's the age you think is the youngest participant? So this is for U.S. Team USA, the youngest participant.
12.
3 years old.
12.
No, higher than 12. Higher than 3 for sure.
Really?
I go 14.
I don't think that's how math works.
Yeah.
Chris is pretty close. 15 years old. Our youngest team member is Abby Winterberger, doing free skiing at 15 years old.
Oh, now we know how to get the answers. So
no peeking. All right, the oldest participant.
how old's Brian? I think 60 something.
I'm going to go with, what's her name? The downhill skier.
Lindsey Vonn.
Lindsey Vonn. Was she?
No.
Okay.
She's up there for sure.
Yeah.
I think this is her 5th Olympics.
As I say,
But yeah, she's definitely up there.
I just
but
saw on the
not the
news.
oldest.
She's the oldest that won a silver medal or a gold medal.
45 or something like that. Is the oldest competitor or the oldest that won a medal?
Oldest competitor that's going this year.
Oh.
This is Team USA for 2026.
47.
You're all about 10 years off. The oldest competitor this year is what?
Curling. It's got to be 80.
Yeah.
So Brian got the sport correct. Rich Rahonen.
Uh-huh.
Rich Rahonen, curling, 54 years old.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but you're right. So something like downhill skiing, you can't be 54 doing that at an Olympic level. But curling, sure.
Crazy, right? Curling is a sport. Sweeping the ice is a sport. So yeah.
There's a lot of skill involved.
I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying.
I mean, come on! You got to set your beer down and not spin it, you know?
Yeah.
And you know what would make it even funner is if they have to do it with a beer mug as they're sweeping the floor.
The beer
and
sign,
and then they get marked extra points for drinking at the same time, as they're curling,
not spilling.
Yeah.
Wait, is that real? Oh, I'm about to say, wow.
You get extra bonus points. So yeah.
All right. So the fun fact: there are 4 sets of siblings that are competing this year. I think 2 of them are on Team USA hockey team. State with the most per capita representation. So obviously California, we're the biggest state. We probably have the most representatives. But on a per capita basis,
Texas.
What do you think? Which state?
Minnesota.
Not Texas. Texas is a big state. Minnesota is getting close. So Brian got correct. The school with the most representation is the University of Minnesota.
Well, it's because it's a winter sport, so it's got to be a winter state.
Yeah.
You're thinking geographically in the right area.
Oh,
It's gotta be
Ohio?
in the north. No, not Ohio. Think New England.
Maine?
Connecticut?
Boston?
Vermont?
New York?
Vermont. Yes. Glenn got it right. Vermont. So Vermont is a very tiny state, but they have 3 people from Vermont going to the Olympics.
With the most per capita.
Per capita was the key word there. Exactly.
Oh, God. Golly.
Yeah, for 7 Americans, it will be their 5th Olympics. So that's pretty crazy. They have at least a 20-year career in the Olympics. And Chris Lawrence said Lindsey got one of them, which is Lindsey Vonn. This will be her 4th.
How old is she?
Or her 5th. She's got to be in her 40s by now. Because if she started competing 18 or 20, then she's got to be in her 40s by now.
Yeah,
Why
I think
does...
it said 41 the other day, the little blurb that I read about it. So,
And why does Chris or why does Glenn know? What is she why is she top of mind? What sport is she really good?
skiing, downhill, slalom,
Skier.
and yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I'll be watching for curling. I think that's probably you guys poke fun, but it actually is pretty fun to watch.
I'd watch it if there was like shit talking. I'm sorry. I'd watch it if there was crap talking.
Yeah. Gotta keep things at a somewhat professional level, and I think
That is professional. Like you're like that's your thing. Like where you're competing, you're not there to make friends. You want to get underneath people's skins. Like there's this dude, he does 1v1 like basketball. His name's MK. The first time I saw him play, I was like, this guy sucks. Like I don't like him at all. But like his whole thing is like he's just the evil guy, and he talks so much crap. Like it is like it's downright brutal watching like this. Sometimes he humiliates people, sometimes he doesn't. But it is so like it's I love the dude.
guys get under
You
under
should
people's
check.
skin.
Yeah, you should check out Olympic hockey then. Specifically, the Americans and Canadians. You'll see a lot of jaw jacking going on.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, fair enough. Any guesses of who's going to win the most gold?
Thorpe. That's swimming. Just kidding.
No,
sorry. Country. Which country is going to win the most
Come
gold?
on,
I
man.
should be a little more
Come on,
specific
man.
there.
It's us, of course. Or unless you say per capita again. So
I was gonna say, is it per capita?
No, not per capita.
Jamaica.
We
Jamaica
usually dominate.
Yeah.
Like U.S., China, we usually dominate.
Russia
some
hasn't
Olympics.
been
I
in
don't
it
think
for
we're
a while.
quite as strong.
yeah.
No, they got banned.
It's gonna be Greenland.
Australia. Who's come
Greenland.
close? Australia and China.
I mean, specifically for winter, my guess would be one of the Nordic countries, like Norway, Sweden.
Yeah, Canada.
Yeah.
VDL. But like it's kind of funny, right? That the Americans go back. The people that live in America go back and represent Canada, even though they've been here for quite a while. So
Yeah, and play for their quote home
yeah,
country.
poop on you. Yeah. Who else? There's Canada, UK.
I heard Iran is going to have one hell of a presence this year.
Yeah.
No.
They do have
Not so much.
it is very mountainous. I don't know how good their ski team is, but I know Iran is really mountainous, so maybe.
Hey, according to Gen AI, the all-time leader is Norway
All right.
Per
for the Winter
capita.
Olympics.
Yeah, I was close.
So you said, didn't you say Nordic?
Yeah.
Yeah, I said the Nordic countries. I said either Norway or Sweden.
Who do you think number 2 is?
Well, it's got to be us.
It is, yeah. Ben got it. And
Oh.
who do you think number 3 is then? We'll do the
China.
top 5.
China.
Nope.
Canada,
No.
Nope.
Sweden.
They killed a lot of people back
Ukraine.
in World War II.
Oh no.
Germany.
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 They
yeah.
killed a lot
Yeah.
of people.
I was gonna say Japan, but I'm like, no, the obvious answer that Brian's going for is
That's-
Germany.
Yeah.
Well, you got two countries.
Yeah.
Well, Japan killed more, but who's
Okay.
counting?
All right. Number 4. They're no longer a thing, but this
Russia.
one guy would love for it to come back. Yes, the Soviet Union.
They're not.
And then-
They can't compete anymore. They have to compete under the Olympic flag.
They're independent
Yeah.
IOR or something.
Yeah.
Independent Olympic athletes.
And then number 5,
Philippines.
they seem to nope. Think somewhere in between, North America.
Canada.
Yep, Canada.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's gotta be Canada.
Poop on them.
The only North
Yeah,
American
poop on
country
them.
with any kind of winter sports athletes.
So I gotta ask.
What else they got to do there? It's just a bunch of moose up
So
there.
if you're an American citizen, do you go compete for the U.S. Olympics or do you go compete for Canada if you're from Canada? You have to change citizenship,
America,
right? You got to
baby.
change citizenship, right?
You would
I
have
don't
to.
know what
Yeah.
the rules are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember there was a basketball player that went to go play. She didn't make it to the U.S. women's team, so she went to go play for Russia at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they changed a lot of the rules. It used to be that if you were professional, you could not participate.
That was a
in the
basketball
Olympics.
thing with the Dream Team, so that got changed.
Yeah. After we wiped the floor.
No, after we were getting wiped, right? Because we were sending college athletes.
Was it?
Yeah, they were sending their pros.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that was
Yeah.
a U.S. law. That was a U.S. rule that we kind of abided by.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Remember the 1990s Dream Team?
That was a good time, man.
Good times. Jordan in his prime. Well, we continue to get great comments about our dad joke of the week.
Dad joke of the week.
This week, our guest Chris is up.
All right. Can anybody guess a dog's favorite instrument?
His bone.
A whistle.
A whistle? Nope.
Dog whistle.
Nope.
I don't know.
I don't know.
A trombone.
Bump.
Wah, wah.
Slightly better than ransomware.
Trombone. That's clever. All right, to wrap things up, Google really is listening to you. CISA chief uploads government data to public ChatGPT. Microsoft will betray you with a court order. And Winter Olympics start on Friday. That's all I have for this week. We hope you enjoyed this week's episode. You can find us on LinkedIn. Links will be in the description. Follow us on Instagram at PEBCAK Podcast. Thank you to our listeners and subscribers. Rate us 5 stars in the iTunes Store and Spotify and left us a review. We appreciate you all spreading the word to help grow the show. The best way to find us is search for the PEBCAK Podcast on your favorite podcast listening app. For my co-host Brian Deitch and Glenn Medina, and our guest Chris Lawrence, I'm Chris Louie. Thanks for listening. We'll see you all next week, and as always, have a nice day.
Have a nice night. Goodbye, Felicia.
Sound like Bill Clinton right there.
Have a nice day.